Okay guys, welcome back. It's your old pal Hondo doing another video for you guys on how to make charcoal. Okay guys, why would you want to make charcoal in a survival situation? One of few reasons. Charcoal could also be used, high carbon charcoal can be used to make a makeshift water filter. It could also be used to cook your food, to warm your shelters. It can also be used to forge high carbon steel tools by making a makeshift clay forge and bellows. You can use it to find small pieces of railroad spikes near railroads as well, and you can forge that into a multiple whole host of tools that you could use for survival, like a small survival hoe, a knife, a small hatchet head, or something along that line as well. Say if you were in England and you don't have a lot of wood, places that don't have a lot of wood, you could use sod as well. You could dig sod up with a shovel or a stick in the ground, pull that sod out if you're like in Europe, and you can lay it out to dry, and then you could dig a smaller hole in the ground with a shovel about 2 feet deep and put that dried sod in the ground. And over here, say this is where I've dug about a 3 foot long hole and by 2 foot hole. I could dig it down to 2 feet deep. I could either put my wood or my sod in there and then get a fire going at the bottom, and then put that sod in there and stack it up in there. And that pile of dirt over here that you've got from digging the hole, what you do is you layer around the hole with dirt. You mound it up in stages. You don't want to just cover the hole entirely up with dirt, because if you do that, it won't smother the wood or the sod to charcoal. By doing it in stages and layers until you get to the top, wherever the wood or the sod is burning at its final base, is when you start to cover that top piece up with dirt, clay, or mud. Now, once you got that covered entirely, you want to come back the next day and pull your charcoal out of that pit by gently removing the clay and pulling your charcoal out. Now, if you're in the north woods, the best type of woods to use to make charcoal that has a lot of high carbon concentration in the wood is mesquite. Woods like oak, ash, and hickory are the best 4 woods to use in order to make high carbon charcoal. Once you got your charcoal dug up and you remove the charcoal from the fire pit, you take the charcoal out and take it to your campsite or your homestead. Now, you could do this in an industrial size base. If you got a backhoe, you could literally dig a 2 foot hole, and say if you got a lot of yard debris from cutting from the year before, and you can stick all that wood in there and cover it in small layers with a backhoe, you can create a lot of charcoal. And what this charcoal could be used for is cooking. You could use it for forging high carbon steel. You can use it for water filtration systems as well. Once you get your charcoal taken out, to work it down in a fine powder, you need a stone, like a flat stone, and another stone on top of it. And you take that and you grind it like a grist mill on top of the stone to make powder. Once you make enough powder, you take the powder and put it in another, like say a receptacle, pick up the stone, if you got a small enough stone, and wipe the charcoal dust until you get the desired amount of charcoal dust that you need. Don't make all your charcoal into dust. Now, you could also make gunpowder with this high carbon charcoal dust as well, with saltpeter and sulfur, and you can make yourself gunpowder as well. Now, once you got the desired amount of charcoal that you need to make your water filtration system, now you could do one of 3 things to make a water filter. You also need to make a tripod out of 3 sticks in order to hang either a 2-liter jug. If you want to make it in an industrial size water filter, you can use a a food grade oil drum and hang it upside down and put some feet on it. But what you want to do after you bake your charcoal dust is find a river. Now if you can find a river, you can't use clay for this because clay is too porous and it will clog up the filter that you make. Now what you want to do to make a filter, a bushcraft filter, is you want to take a bottle like this, cut the bottom off of it, and stick a piece of t-shirt at the bottom with some jute twine wrapped around it. And after you find your river sand, like beach sand, because that's what you want to use, you don't want to use clay, you put your first layer of beach sand down here at the bottom. Then your high carbon charcoal, beach sand, charcoal, beach sand, till you get to the top. Now by having that tripod, you can knock 2 holes in here and hang this like a water filter. And you'll have to put a receptacle at the bottom, like this, like ball at the bottom, or a Stanley Adventure cup at the bottom. While you hang this from the tripod, you have to run some creek water or untreated water in here a few times. You'll get blacky, silty looking water. Throw it out, keep running it until the water's clear. Now, by no means you should be drinking this water right off. Once you start getting good clear water out of this, take your Stanley Adventure cup or something and stick it on the fire and let it boil for another 30 minutes and cool down to drink. And once you build this filter, you can take this with you anywhere you want to go. Now you have to tie that little piece of cotton. You want 1 layer of cotton on the bottom, like a old piece of t-shirt, and you can wrap it with either some jute twine or some natural cordage on the bottom there. So that way it holds all the charcoal and sand in place, and it'll drip slowly through that little cotton until you get the desired amount of water that you want. Okay guys, I hope you like these tips and tricks on how to make charcoal and the uses for charcoal and how to make a makeshift bushcraft water filter in the field. Now you can make bigger ones if you got a homestead, but for a backpack water filter, you could take this pretty much everywhere you go until you get to another campsite, and you could remove the cloth and, you know, put new cloth on there to make a filter. So guys, if you like this video, please hit the like, share, and subscribe on how to make a water filter, charcoal, and the uses for charcoal and how to make charcoal. Let me know if you like this video. Hit the your old pal Hondo from Hillbilly Tactical. Peace out, everybody.